Hey, Jerry Zaiden with Camburg Racing here. We're sitting inside our new Polaris RZR Pro R, and one of the really cool modifications we made, and a modification most everyone makes to one of these RZRs, is adding lights and accessories. And so then comes the challenge of how do you power all that stuff up? Well, we have the M8RIX, and that's M8, the number 8, RIX, Matrix. It's a really cool switching system, and it's very robust. It is by far the most powerful system on the market. The construction, when you open the box and you hold it and you look at the wires and how it works, you'll totally understand why this thing is so awesome. So right here is the M8RIX. Comes with this really cool rubberized cover. You can store that in the glove box. I'm going to turn the ignition on here so you'll see this thing power up here. The M8RIX is a touchscreen, pressure sensitive. You could program all the names to all the channels. We just installed this and we haven't gone through all the motions of programming it. But things like you turn on the car, you could hook your race radio up to it. So you can have something as powerful as the rugged M1 powered through this system. Your intercom, your pumpers, all that stuff can go through here, and that way you're not draining your battery, because all that stuff has what's called a parasitic draw to the battery. Even though it's turned off but it's hooked up to the battery, it can still drain the battery. So going through the Matrix system, that system is switched. So it is hooked up to the battery, but it also has from the ignition switch to also turn it on. So that's one cool feature. And then, you know, we power all the lights. So we have this Baja Designs, a 40-inch light bar across the front of the CageWorks cage here. We have some of their smaller XL80 Pro lights up on the front bumper. We have a chase light in the back, and we can power all that from here. So as you see here, you can touch the switch. It'll give you, you know, how many amps you're drawing. So that light bar on the roof right now is drawing 23 amps, and it'll show you that. It also shows you the voltage you're at. You can turn on other channels if it has lights hooked up to it, and it'll show you what that power draw is. So right now I got a bumper light on. It's drawing 6 amps. The ambers in the front, they're drawing 7 amps, and so you can kind of turn everything on and see where you are and see like, okay, I'm drawing 37 amps. So it's a good way to check everything as well. Definitely a really cool, powerful system, and it's a must-have if you're needing to mount a bunch of accessories. Now, how these mount is another really cool thing. So in the RZR here, because this thing's bouncing around kind of like a race vehicle, we use the skosh mount, where we put the 4 screws in the dash and permanently mount it in the back. It's got the post that just threads in the back and locks. So this thing is really robust on here. So it's not moving around, and when you're driving and you want to touch the buttons, it's easy. They also have mounts that'll wrap around the tube here. So Skosh makes a whole line of accessories like these mirrors here and this mirror up here, where they actually use this metal band and it goes down into the aluminum clamp with an Allen bolt, and you tighten it around the cage. And they make those from like 1 inch to 2 inch, like all different sizes, which is really cool. So you can mount that up on your cage, or if you have a windshield, you can put it on a suction cup. They even have like a magnet mount, so they call the magnet mounts. They have the Magic Mount XL. They have the regular Magic mounts. You can put a metal plate on the back and just stick it to the magnet, so then you could like move it to the back or do something with it. A lot of options. And then on this vehicle, where we mounted it under the back seat on the driver's side, because there's a lot of space under that back seat. And so it looks like a car stereo amplifier. It's a pretty big unit, and they have really big wires coming out of it for the bigger channels and smaller wires coming out for the smaller channels. It's very well thought out, very high-end product. And like I said, very programmable. You could do a lot with it, which is really cool. So check out the M8RIX. Definitely worth the money. Every penny that thing is. A very high-end product out there.